Good morning, children. I feel very happy to see you all again. Yes, we are meeting after a very long time. We are meeting after the PA1 examination. Yes, so all of you have done your exams well. Very good. Keep it up. So this is not enough. Still, you need to work hard to achieve higher marks. Okay. So now we are going to see our next. We have completed how many lessons earlier? They are chapter 1. Yes, food, where does it come from? And chapter 2, what is it? Yes, louder. Very good. Components of food. So these are all the 2 lessons which we had for our exams. And then what we had seen? Measurement. Yes, measurement of motion and then distances. And then we have seen fiber to fabric. Now we are going to move to our next lesson. So what is that? What is our next lesson? So sorting materials to groups. What do you mean by the word sorting? Yes, what do you mean by sorting? Nothing but they are classified or divided based on their quality, quantity and their characters, etc. So classifying the objects or things based on their categories. So normally we divide living things and non-living things. Yes, tell me some examples of living things. Yes, they can move, they can breathe. They are called living things. Tell me some examples. Yeah, very good. Human beings, animals and plants. Non-living things, they do not breathe. They cannot move from place to place. Yes, so they can move but with the help. They cannot move automatically from one place to another. Yes, so they are, what are all they? They cannot grow. Non-living things cannot grow. Yes or no? Yes, am I correct or not? Yeah. So non-living things. Tell me some examples. Yes, TV, fridge, the things which are around us, scale, pencil, everything. So now we are deal with it. So classifying the materials or the objects based on their types. So this lesson is nothing but sorting materials into groups. Okay. So now we are going to see the content of this lesson. So what are all the content which we are going to see today? Is what is the first one? Introduction, and then classification of material, and then objects around us. So what are all the content which we are going to see today? They are introduction, classification of materials and then objects around us. So these are all the remaining topics which we will be seeing in the upcoming classes. Okay. So first, so our surroundings, that is our environment, is made up of lot of things. Yes or no? Lot of objects. Yes, what do you mean by environment? Yes, our surroundings. So our surrounding consists of both living and non-living things. Yes or no? So there are many objects around us. So the objects around us are made up of different types of materials. So there are many objects which are present around us. These objects are made up of different types of materials. So based on their types we are classifying. So what are the objects which are present? Notes, book, chair, fruits, vegetables, yes or no, etc. So the place which is the surrounding around us are filled with objects. So next we are going to see what is mean by material. Material is nothing but which occupies some space and it has some mass. Material is nothing but it has some space, it occupies some space and it has mass, are considered to be material. So these materials can be natural or artificial, that is human made things. So consider you have this pencil. Yes, so this pencil has some mass. Yes or no? This pencil has some mass and it occupies some space. It occupies some space to be. Yes. So what is this called as? Material. So one more thing, what is this? I have this pen. So this pen has some mass and it has some space. So if I keep this pen at a particular place, so that space is occupied by this pen. So it has both mass and it also occupies some space. So these types of objects are said to be material. So the materials can be human made or natural thing. See here, these are all the some of the materials which we daily see around us. So the materials are nothing but they have some mass, that is the weight. They have some weight and they occupy some space. So if I am keeping some book on some places, so that space is occupied by the books which I keep there. So it is called, the book is called as a material. Okay, I hope you are clear what is mean by material. Okay, shall we go to the next one? Yes. So how these materials are classified? So these materials are classified based on their properties. So the materials are classified based on their properties. So what is the first property? That is the chemical property. Chemical property is nothing but what are all the things which are required to make that material. What are all the things required to make that material? So the inner characters are called as chemical properties. For example, we make a chair. So for making a chair, what do we need? We need wood, or we may make it by using iron. So for making a chair, what do we need? We need wood. So what is the chemical compound which is used for making chair? It is wood. So the materials are classified based on the chemical properties. And what is the second property? Physical property. Physical property is nothing but their shape, appearance, color. These are some of the physical properties which helps in classifying the materials. And the next property is the dimension. Yes, what do you mean by that word dimension, children? It is nothing but, so how hard it is. How hard it is. And then what is its shape? What it can be used for. And then mechanical properties. Mechanical properties is based on their usage. So these are some of the properties which the materials can be classified. They are chemical, physical, dimensional and then mechanical. So based on these, the materials are classified into three basic types. They are solid, liquids and then gases. So the materials are classified into three basic types. They are solid. The first one is solid and the next one is liquid and the last one is gas. So tell me some example of solid substance. Yes, solid substance. Yes, I can't hear, louder. Yes, good. Pen, pencil, wood, bricks, house, car, etc. are solid things. Okay, tell me some example of liquid. Yes, milk, juices, oil, petrol, kerosene. So these are all examples of liquids. And then what's the last one? Gas. Yes or no? So gas, tell me some example. Very good. So carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide which are present in the atmosphere. So the air which is present in the atmosphere are example of gases. So in what are the some other places where this air is found? So when we blow a balloon, so inside the balloon what is there? Air. And then steam which comes out from vessels. Have you seen that parachutes? Yes? Or the air balloon. What is filled inside it? Hot air is filled inside it. Okay? Now we are going to see the properties of solid, liquid and gases one by one. Okay? First we will go on with the properties of solid. Okay? So, tell me some example of solids. Yeah, door, ball, bat, table, chair, TV, etc. Okay. So what is the first property of solid? So solids have fixed shape and volume. Solids have fixed shape and volume. They have particular shape, and they can also be irregular shape also, but they have shape. Solids have shape. Okay. So if you are considering a ball, what is the shape of that ball? A round shape. Yes. And then what is the shape of the door? It is rectangular. So the solids have shape. It can be irregular also. Okay. And then it has some fixed volume. Volume is nothing but the space which is occupied by them. Fixed volume. If you are going to keep it at one place, it will be there. Okay. And it has some particular mass, weight. Okay. So the second property is it do not flow easily. If you are going to keep one box at a particular place, it will be there. After you come and see it after 2 days also, the box will be in that particular place. It won't move from that unless it is disturbed by some others. Unless it is disturbed by some others, it is going to remain in that same place. Okay. So it do not flow easily. And then the one more important property is it cannot be easily compressed. What do you mean by compressed? Giving pressure on both the sides tightly, compressing it. Okay, it is called as, it cannot be, solids cannot be compressed easily. Keep this word in mind. It cannot be compressed easily. So what is the first point? Solids has fixed shape and then volume. The second thing is they do not flow easily. And then solids cannot be compressed easily. So the particles of solid are in a fixed position and there is little space between the particles. So what about the atoms which are arranged? Listen children. So each and every particles are made up of atoms. Each and every particles are made up of atoms. So atom is nothing but it is a tiny particle which we are not able to see with our naked eyes, and atoms still no one had seen atoms. But everything is made up of atoms. So this has been evident. So they did not say this simply. There is evidence for saying these words that everything is made up of atoms. So atoms are very tiny particles which are combined together to form objects. All the objects and the materials which are present in our surroundings are made up of atoms. Okay. While you are coming to the higher classes, you will be studying deeply about the atoms. And then atoms combine to form molecules, and then molecules combine to form objects. Okay. So if you are taking a piece of chalk, if you are going to take a piece of chalk, we can draw it. Yes or no? So we can also make it as powdered form. Yes or no? So atoms cannot be breakable. It is that much smaller in size. Atoms cannot be easily breakable. So they are that much smaller in size, which we are not able to see at all. Even microscope also we are not able to see the atom. So what are the properties of solids? They are in fixed shape and volume. They do not flow easily and then cannot be compressed easily. So they will remain in the particular place unless it is disturbed by some other forces. So the atoms will be arranged in a equal periodic arrangement. And then now we are going to see about the properties of liquids. What is the properties of liquid? So tell me some example of liquids: water, vinegar, juice, paints, etc. So what is the first point? As I said you, for solid they have fixed shape and volume. But do water has any shape? No. So these liquids take the shape of the containers which they are placed inside. Consider, if you are pouring the water into an water bottle, so that water takes the shape of that water bottle. If you are pouring it in a glass,